What's up, superhero growth hackers? So today we'll cover Neuronwriter, which was on AppSumo, but the deal expired. But you definitely want to enter your email address to stay in the know. They might come back during Black Friday, so you never know. Just add that in here. They had a crazy amount of reviews, and this was actually one of the better tools. So when we're looking at tools, we're going to compare them to the gold standards. This is not going to be a comparison video, but just so you guys know, the gold standards right now are Surfer SEO. They have been the most matured in the longest in there, as well as Writer Zen. So those two platforms have something that Neuronwriter does not have right now. At least they will have it in the future, which is the search engine, I guess the SEO part where you actually look up the keywords. So the keyword lookup part. So right now it has everything but that. But for a lifetime deal that was on here, it's pretty good. Even for the price right now, it is the lowest out of those two because it is the newest one in the game. But I see a lot of potential for them, and they might even be able to outcompete them. So if this deal does come back, again, stay in the know and watch this video as to why, what makes them so good. So you can take a look at the reviews, but I'm not going to do that right now. So basically what they do is they take a piece of content, whether it's an existing piece of content or something that your AI generator wrote, like on Word Hero or Jasper or something like that, and then it optimizes it by looking at all the keywords of your competitors. So let's take a look at the website right now. Again, you guys know, and I know some of you listening actually work with me, have hired me to be your growth hacker or marketer. And what comes with that is, again, a couple things. So world-class copywriting, design. Once we nail those two on your website, then we look at the marketing. So then we start to drive thousands of people to your website, as well as the growth hacking. So untraditional ways to market your product or service. So as you guys are watching this, I know I'm working with you guys already, so everything I say to these companies that I'm reviewing probably will apply to you as well. These are just repeat fundamental things that you can do to improve your improve your conversion rate, so that when we do drive thousands and millions of people to your website, that every small tweak that I mentioned will make a big difference. So let's take a look at this. So optimize your website content so Google adores it. I love that they use a unique word like adores. It stands out. So great copywriting there. Their subtitle is Advanced Content Editor with Semantic Models, or NLP, Google SERP Analysis and Competition Data. Neuronwriter helps you plan and optimize content with the user intent in mind. Okay, so I feel like this could be improved. Again, a lot of people that are using your tool probably won't know too much about SEO. I'm sure there will be a lot of like SEO geeks that use your tool, but you're gonna know that a lot of founders of companies that are looking for stuff like this, especially when we start to market to the masses, are gonna want you to talk to them like to their grandma, okay? They're not gonna want to talking nerd talk like advanced content editor with semantic models. Like, your grandma's not going to understand that. So this copy could definitely be improved, especially when you start it off as something as simple as like, yeah, optimize your shit so that Google adores it. Okay, so this can be improved. The first thing I always like to see above the fold as well is a pulsing play button, which plays what? Well, it plays a video of who your founder, so it builds trust, talking about your product and specifically what makes it different compared to the competition. So I would say, if I was Neuronwriter, we are like Surfer SEO, which is the best in the game, or Writer Zen, except we focus on X, Y, or Z. So instantly there, even as the tech nerds that are looking to scope out you guys versus the competition will be like, okay, boom, I'm gonna try you guys because you focus on XYZ better than better than the two other competition. So sometimes what you'll find in this type of industry especially is people will say you're running ads for Neuronwriter. You're going to run ads to your company, and people that might not even know that you exist or that this type of technology exists will start to research like your competition, right? So this is why review videos versus videos are so popular, and they'll move over to your competition and buy them instead if you don't tell them what makes you guys better. So the fact that you're paying for ads that eventually lead to your competitor, something that you should note. Okay, so please add that video if you're listening to this part of the team. And if you want to work with me, you can contact me in the email in the description below. I believe we have 3 spots available for the rest of Q4 to help out these SaaS companies, if for any of you guys listening. So, all right, so let's get started or learn more is interesting. That's not bad. Typically, you want one call to action, so figure out what that is. And a lot of times people are using interactive models here. So even within this little frame, you're able to click. Maybe there's even like helper pop-ups just to choose one thing. Showing them everything here looks a little bit daunting. And I must say, when I first loaded this tool, just looking at this is daunting myself. But as we get into the tool, I'll show you why it's not and why this is an amazing platform that has a lot of features in it. So yeah, you might want to break this up into like a small image that is like a GIF showing one thing with some copy on the right, left, right. It's a very common SaaS model. Start with user intent and rank in Google, in number 1 in Google. Okay, there's too many things here. You only want to choose 3 columns max. 4 is too much, and I know these are small little things that I'm picking out, but again, it makes a huge difference. Even these color things are a little bit generic. You guys can definitely use some help from my team in terms of world-class design and copywriting. So maybe you guys are using the AI for copywriting, which is not the best when you have a product like this. Okay, so understand user intent, sure. Choose direct competitors with similar type of content, sure. Plan document structure based on useful information. Okay, yeah, this copy could be simplified a lot more. High ranking content. Again, this is the feature, not the I mean, this could be a benefit, but it could be improved a lot better. Like rank number 1 on Google would be much stronger. I know you can't make that claim, but something like that. Okay, 14 plus average rank increase. That's a good stat. 200,000 content analysis. I don't know if that's a great stat. Languages is good, and users is good as well. When you use big numbers like this, you should put a comma. Again, small little detail, but it makes it look bigger and it's much easier to read. Plan and tag all your work. Okay, not really that big of a benefit. Again, you guys need some help with the copy, to be honest, on your not only on your homepage, but as we'll get into this, I don't use this for the AI generator for that purpose. It's not the best AI generator on the market, to be honest. But for what it does, which is what it focuses on, AI generation is like kind of a side thing, especially for this. You'll want to use a tool like Word Hero or Jasper for your actual AI, but we'll get into that in a second. So easy content planning and optimization. Start with 1 keyword. Again, I would turn this into a GIF or a small video that plays. Yeah, it doesn't cost too much to show a video here. So if you want, I can do the video just walking through it and just people can play it. But yeah, these are pretty weak too. Like created document draft. Like who cares? Use recommendations. Bad. But again, the copy could be much better. Here, there are too many plans. You only want 3. Again, stick with the theme of 3. You can have these as like call me nows or something, but again, too many options. People are going to get a little bit overwhelmed. I know you have the main one highlighted in the middle, but yeah, you guys can check out the prices, and they're slightly lower than the other 2 gold standards here for SEO and Writer's Zen, I believe. So I like that they have the upcoming changes here. That's really cool. So you can see the roadmap. A lot of people don't show this, but seeing a roadmap is amazing. Now, having all of them done is cool, but you only have 1 to do. That seems kind of weird. You would expect this to be slightly bigger, specifically around adding the SEO searching as part of the ability. Your future, so most common questions, that's awesome, but this is a little bit overwhelming. Can't even search here. Oh yeah, you can search here. Interesting. I guess they just integrated Airtable. They need some help as well, I believe. See, I don't know what Contact Do or Clusterik is. This company's from Poland, so yeah, I feel like they could work on their website a lot. But again, it's not about the website unless you're marketing it, which we are not. We're worried about the product itself, so focus on that. So when you do log into the product, you'll be able to add new projects here just by clicking this and then naming it. Since I've already done that, we're going to focus on one of my companies called Scarflings. Scarflings is a silk and luxury wool scarf company. Let's click on this, a project I already made. And so this is the process that you're going to basically be doing. Because it doesn't have the ability to search for which keywords to add in here based on search volume, at least not yet. I hope they add that in the future, which is something that those other 2 competitors do, which is why you're paying a premium for them, is you're going to go to something that you already have. Like I have Longtail Pro, which I know is experiencing issues right now, especially on the lifetime deal. And you're going to search for all of these keywords. right? Once you get those keywords with high search volume and low competition, you're basically going to paste them in here. And the way that you do that is just click new query. And then instead of pasting them one by one, you just click on this, create multiple analysis at once. Okay. And then you're just going to paste them all in here. And then once you're done that, you just click start. And then what it's going to do is going to add them all in here with a small little progress bar on the right. So that's a cool, again, you'll notice that this tool is very feature rich and it's very user intuitive. Even though it might seem like a lot, it's going to have a little progress bar here that just fills up, and will take about like 10 to 30 seconds to fill out for each one of them, which is quite fast. And then it will show you the difficulty score once it's done this research. So what you're looking for here is that the difficulty score actually is low. So sometimes you might find a keyword that ranks in your other software as low competition, but here it'll rank quite high. So that's why you want, this is basically like a double check. So here I just sort by difficulty, and I will start writing the ones that are the least difficult to start with. And you can see I've already done a bunch of these, so that they show as done here. This is the number of words I ended up with. This is the content score I came up with. Again, I'll show you what this actually means. This app is basically like a game. The higher the content score, the better you're going to rank. And here's the difficulty, so not very difficult to rank. Again, anything under 30 is light green, so that's really easy. And some cool things here you can do is also assign it to other people on your team by email address or whatever, and then you can set a due date here. So I actually love this. This is like if you have a team, I would just put these all to my virtual assistants and then the expected due date, and they would fill all these out for me. But I'll show you how I use this tool. So again, use your keyword research tool since they don't have that built in. Plug these keywords in here, run it, and then confirm that the difficulty score is low, and then you can click on them to write. So let's see, I'll write one that I haven't written before. So stylish scarf for men, or best scarf brands, or designer winter scarf. Let's do stylish scarf for men. So you just click on this. Okay, so this page is going to show you the search engine results and automatically select the first page of Google as your competitors. But what I like to do here is check them all, which will give you the first 30 results, right? And then I typically just uncheck the ones with 0 words because I know that they're not blogs. So I'll just uncheck that. 0 or a few number of words like this, for example, is YouTube, probably not relevant. This one, 100 words, probably not relevant. And 8 words under site maintenance, probably not relevant. Okay, so sometimes you'll find that even just doing that method, you'll need to filter out a lot more. For example, I did one on children's picture books. I think it was free picture books, and a lot of the results were about photo books, so those photo albums, so not related to children's picture books. So I just unchecked them all. Don't worry if you make a mistake and you leave some of these in here. You'll see on the next page, like if I messed up and left some of these on here and they were actually talking about like women's scarves, then I can actually come back to this page, and they make that quite easy to basically uncheck them. And so once I've done that, I'll just hit update competitors and continue. Now it's basically going to pull all the keywords from all the ones that I've selected and show you like a quote unquote word cloud that you can start pulling from to start ranking. That's the general gist of what this software does, and those other 2 softwares that I mentioned. Okay, so here you're immediately going to want to click on draft. You don't have to worry about what to do here. I wish they would make it a lot easier for you to do, because until I watched some tutorials on this, I did not know that you should click on draft, but that's basically what people do here. There's not much else you want to do to start, so just click on draft. They should make that in green and actually make it better. Like this is in green, so you know you should probably click on that next. Here you're going to click on 2 things mostly. So one is the meta description, which is what shows when you Google this article. So you have a title and then the description, and then the other one is the article layout. I don't really worry about assets. I actually add that on the actual platform like WordPress or Shopify or whatever I'm on to write the blog itself. And then these ones you don't have to worry about. So let's start with the meta tags. So here you're going to see from the top 30, again, their meta tags. So you can see here, again, this is not very intuitive as well. Title matches title here, and description, you'll have to click on description here. So maybe they should put these 2 here, and then you just, when you click on this, it automatically changes. And when you click on this, it automatically changes. That would be better, just in case if you're listening to this team, which I'm sure you are. So here you can see a word cloud of words that you probably want to use, but we'll get to that in a sec. First, you want to find something similar. So let's see. again, our title here is stylish scarf for men, so I want to include that directly. Let's see, 6 ways to tie a scarf for men. I like this one, men's scarf styles. Plan your manly primer on how to wear a scarf. So that's very powerful. And then I will literally just copy this because I need that in there exactly. And I would put like something like this. Stylish scarf for men. Do that. Capitalize that. This. That's another thing these AI writers need to do. They need to do auto punctuation and like capitalization because right now they're a mess in handling that. So men's scarf styles 101. Okay, and then you would get your copywriter changes because obviously you should not be copying other people's things. This is all for idea generation, okay? Not for copying. So now you see it's turned a bunch of them green, so it's kind of like a game. The next one I'd want to do is like write somewhere in there 2002 maybe, or like men's is not in here. So maybe I can change this to men's scarf style, men's scarf styles. Okay, that's fair. And then the description. So let's pull a description and then tweak it up. Okay, so this one looks like a strong one. It's got a lot of copy. Yeah, you can only pull one of these. So if you want more copy, like you want to pull this one as well, you can't do that. It's going to replace this, unfortunately. So that's something else they can improve as well. So here, obviously, I don't want to add a date. And I don't want to copy all this as well. So, but for the purposes of this video, you would get your editor to come tweak this. And since it only used just one of them, I would probably look at adding a lot more. So see a scarf, and then I want to add this one, a scarf for men is a good way to keep your neck warm. Okay, so even though it's not proper English, this is just for examples. And then stylish I can add, so a stylish scarf, and that would turn green as well. And then men's scarf here, so maybe a stylish men's scarf. And that would turn this green. Okay, boom. I don't know why it unturned to green. Okay, anyway, so that's that. Let's click on article layout as well. So this is going to pull the H1s, H2s, and some questions from the competitors. So this is very powerful. And again, same process. You're going to want to move over some of the H1s. Here you can move over multiple ones of these. So I'm literally just going to go down the line and see which ones are relevant. So let's go how to tie a scarf tutorial, or in more detail, how to tie a scarf. How to wear a scarf in brackets men, maybe a conclusion, and again you can move these up or down, scroll down, how to wear a men's scarf. Okay, I'll move this one up, similar to this one, so we'll see which one generates better output. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to move to questions. Can men wear scarves? Okay, let's do that one. Can you wear a scarf in summer? Not related to men, but that's fine. Stylish scarves for men? Question mark. And the accessory that'll have the most impact draped over the top of it all. Obviously a scarf. Let's move that over. Ever wonder just how to wear a scarf while retaining your masculinity? Okay, let's pull that over. Okay, I think we have enough for now. For the purposes of this video, let's just copy to editor, which is the next step. Again, probably I would just write next on there rather than something like that, because people don't really know what that means unless you go through a tutorial like this. So here you're going to see that we're going to get a score here in a second. So 44, the goal is to make this 60 or above. Anywhere to 60 to 90 would be great. 100 I've never seen yet. And again, we're going to do that by literally adding words from the word cloud in the specific areas that we need to. So already we're at a 44, and you can see the top one in the search results has a 2 score. Probably not optimized at all, but probably a big brand. And the top 10 on average has a 40 score. So we've already beat that. And we've already beat the top 30 average score as well. So this is all really good stuff. Let me just turn off my flux real quick. Okay. So yeah, let's try to get this to a 60 or above. A quick way to do that right now is these are all H2s that you've pulled over. Obviously H1 has the most bearing. So we're literally just going to take the title again, stylish scarf for men, paste this in here and turn into an H1 and look at the score jump. 64, boom, we've already done what we need to do. Obviously we're going to fill it in with some content and just capitalize these, which again, I wish the AI would do. And again, this is my process. Typically, I would literally take this and move over to something like Word Hero or Jasper and write the entire article and just use this stuff if I need extra like questions or extra filler. But I find that the AI platforms that are built for AI do a better job in writing the blog article. So what I would do typically, and again, I'm not going to show that here because this is not a combination video. I can do a combination video, but this is just focused on if you only had Neuronwriter, which is good enough for most people. Here, what you're going to do is just use the beta generate for all of these sections, and it's going to generate some amazing copy. So let's do that. Here you can add some keywords, but I just leave everything as is. You can choose the creativity level. Again, I choose as is. Right now it's high creativity. So the default, just leave it as is, and high quality, just hit generate. And it's pretty fast. It's a little bit slow right now just because I'm recording, but in general, it takes about like 5 seconds for it to generate some copy. And you're just going to do that for all of this. Okay, so it's going to show some copy. It's generally pretty good, so I don't even look at it, and then move on to the next one. So let me do that for all of these. And I'll show you what the score is at the end of it just by using default AI content. Use text. And I'm not saying that the copy is like horrible. It's actually pretty good, but it's just too short for some of this stuff. And really, it's not the best copy. It's like if I degrade the AI generator, it'd probably be like a 6 point something out of 10. Which is not bad. I mean, it's not great, but compared to other companies, like Word Hero, I would give like a 8 or a 9 out of 10. Okay, a little bit laggy just because of my computer. You can see that we're at a 73 already, or a 74. I have a feeling we're gonna hit like an 80 just by generating all these little sections right here. And again, this is just for demo purposes. Eventually, I will be moving everything around and assigning it to a editor just to finalize it. So maybe I won't finish this here, and I'll just show you. Actually, why don't we just finish it off? You can see like in some sections like this, it doesn't generate too much text, which is why sometimes you could even just take this and move it over to something like a Word Hero to finalize the rest of the copy if you do like this section. You can see the green start to fill in here, and again, I'll go over what that means in a second. Okay, I think we're done. I think I missed a couple sections here. Let me just do that real quick. And I have the conclusion up above where it should be, but again, sake of this video, let's just do things like a monkey would do and see what kind of score we can get. Ooh, ee, ah, ah. Yeah, I mean, the copy itself is really good. And I'll show you what makes this like super good as well in a second, that actually Word Hero doesn't have. And I haven't seen many other platforms have it, which is a plagiarism checker. So we'll actually run that to show you guys. But okay, I got one last section to generate, which is la conclusion. And sometimes if you run this too fast, you get a warner and it says you can only generate 5 every 1 minute, which is a lot. And that's to prevent congestion on the network. So, okay, so when I'm done this, I literally come in here and I wish there was an AI that would just format this and remove the extra spacing, because that's a silly thing that you cannot do right now. But an AI should be able to remove these spaces, if you know what I mean. But we will clean this up something like this. And then an AI should also automatically capitalize the words that need to be capitalized in the headings. Obviously, right guys? Obviously. Comment down below if you think that's an obvious thing AI should be doing. Like that. Like why would an AI not detect that that's extra space? Duh, you're a computer. You should be able to do everything. Also, you would never use this straight up in your blog, especially with the Google update. If you don't think that Google can detect for AI generated copy, you need to go back to school. Google can definitely reverse engineer all these companies, and trust me, they are. So you'll want your copywriter to come in here and add a lot of unique touches to it, and just add that human element that will add that extra spice and set you guys apart. So I know a lot of you are just generating AI copy, and a lot of you have been punished also with your SEO for doing that back in May when they released the core update. So all right, you can see it looks pretty good, right? And we already have a 76 score. What you're going to do now is click on this little checklist thing here, which is kind of hidden unless you've used this before. And you're going to see the reason we have such a high score is because we've nailed everything that is the hardest thing to, or the main SEO stuff, like the keyword in the heading 1, heading 2, the meta description, and the title. And again, you want it to be exactly the same. So that's why you want to add this. Even if it's not the perfect English, you want it the same. So stylish scarf for men is not the best English because it would typically be stylish scarves for men. But that's fine. If you see a low score here, you can just see, you could probably use, see this is 30. I would probably add a little bit more text, in text in the extended, and I'll show you what that means. And keyword stuffing risk is 0, and I'll show you what that means in a sec here too. So let's add a few more in text extended and the keyword stuffing score. You might be like, okay, so green means good. You've used it the amount of times that it recommend. Red doesn't necessarily mean bad, because you might be like, oh my God, I've used wear a scarf 11 times and it only recommended it 1 to 3 times. Well, because that showed that you're not in risk of any keyword stuffing, I think you're fine in that regard. So you don't have to worry too much about the reds. I haven't seen it. I'm sure if you just stuff it like 1,000,000 times, then it might show that you're at risk, but just don't worry too much about the red stuff unless you know you've really abused it. Then you can run that and see if it passes that test or not. So here under the extended, I'll show you, just let's add a couple more. So here I would see if I could write a wool scarf and men's scarves. So I would just write something like men's scarves keep your neck warm, which is another one. Men's scarves keep your neck warm. And there are many ways to tie a scarf. I know it's not the best English. I was trying to fit this in here, but I clearly did. Oh, so it did notice ways instead of way to tie a scarf. So there is some intelligence here. I guess they are quite lenient. So maybe if I did use scarves, see if I turn this to scarves, whether it would recognize that I did. Okay, so it's smart. It does recognize that the H1 is scarf and scarves are the same thing. So that's cool. I didn't realize that before, so I could probably change a couple of my articles to be a little bit more proper grammar, to be honest. Okay, we're at 77. I like it. Again, what I would do here is just hit save. I'd run the plagiarism checker. You don't have to do this. It will use up some credits, but since I do have those credits, let's do that. It says it takes 2 to 5 minutes. So I'll pause the video and check back with you guys in a second. Okay, I'm back. That was actually less than 2 minutes. So here you can see it's powered by a company called Plagia Shield. So you guys can check that out if you want. Your text is 100% unique. We found 0 similar sentences. You can even open this up in a new tab, which I will click on and just show you guys. So 100% content uniqueness. That's pretty crazy. So the AI is amazing. Obviously not copying content is something super powerful that AI does. So let's just save this. And then what you're going to do here is just click mark as done right here. And what that's going to do is, oh yeah, some other things I would do is just bold some words in here. You can see there's a bold thing, as well as add some photos. And then finally, when you do put on your website, add 2 internal links, max 1 to 2, and then 1 to 2 max external links to other companies. And then you have a fully optimized SEO article. So now that I've marked this as done, I can just click on, click back on Neuron. On Scarflings. And sort by difficulty again, and you can see that article is done. And here we got a 77 score, 800 words. I'd probably increase that to like 1,000 or something. And it did show you on the previous page, I just didn't point it out, how many words your competitors write on average. But I think anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 should be good. Very strong article. And yeah, just I would assign this to my editor. She would go through this and make it more human and move everything around. And yeah, that's it. So overall, I would give Neuronwriter a 8.5 out of 10, or in terms of 5 stars, I would give it a 4 out of 5. I think there's some room for improvements, like when they do add the SEO search component, then that will literally just match Surfer SEO and Writer Zen in terms of the quality. This portion right here is just automatically just as good as theirs. In terms of AI writing, I would still use a dedicated AI writer like a Jasper or a Copy AI or Word Hero if you guys pick that one up. But overall, great. And specifically, their customer support's really good as well. They return their replies really fast. As you guys saw previously, if you are part of the team, please hire me for writing. Your website could be done a lot better to attract new customers, especially when you're driving thousands or millions of people to your website. Okay, take care, guys. Peace. See you guys soon.